Okay, so we'll start with short prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Advaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakhanvitamsha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashyata Desatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratase Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhesha Kripa Sindhubheva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And before starting, I would like to request you can share something from yesterday's discussion. Anything which you would like to share. Yes, one point all of you can share whatever we discussed yesterday. Yes, please. No? Okay, I'll open the screen. Okay, you are able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we discussed yesterday this verse, rather from last 2 days, we discussed this one single verse. Utsannakul dharmanam manushyanam janardana narakenyatam vasa bhavati tyanushushvama. Now we will proceed towards next verse. This is the next verse. Arjuna is giving further reasons why he should not fight. So he says, Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadarajya sukhalobhena antum swajanam udyata. So this translation, purport. One of you can read translation and purport. Will read. Any one of you can read who has not read since long time.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, yes.
Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful act. Driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness, we are intent on killing our own kinsmen. Purport. Uh, driven by uh, driven by selfish motives, one may be inclined to such sinful acts as the killing of one's own brother, father, or mother. There are many such instances in the history of the world, but Arjuna Being a saintly devotee of the Lord is always conscious of moral principles and therefore take care to avoid such activities.
Yes. So here Arjuna again, he is, although he gave in previous verses he gave many reasons considering the consequences regarding the society's development and the pupil, what will be the position of pupil if the elders are killed. But still he is coming back to the same point. And because of being a devotee of the Lord, he is a saintly devotee. He naturally he has all the good qualities. So so again he is coming to the same point that this is a great sinful act to kill our own men just for some material happiness. Yad Rajya Sukh Lobhena. He thinks Arjuna is feeling. He is not thinking. This is a difference between a saintly person, a devotee, and a person who has selfish motives, who is not a devotee. What is the difference? Although it is known to everyone, including Pandavas also, that these Pandavas they were harassed by the other party, Duryodhana and his brothers, and even Dhritarashtra. Actually, Dhritarashtra, he was supposed to give love and care and protection to the sons of Pandu, because he was the sons of Pandu. They were also actually as good as the sons of Dhritarashtra. He should have considered the Pandavas as his own son, and he should have given them love and affection as he gave to his own sons, because these Pandavas they were very small children. But in spite of this, he tried to kill them through various techniques and various ways. So it was known. The Pandavas they knew that Dhritarashtra is evil-minded, and Duryodhana also he was uh, very envious towards Pandavas, and he also tried many ways to cheat them, to destroy their name and fame. And he tried in uh, in the mood of envy, he tried to drag them down, and even he tried to kill them, just like we know when they were in Gurukula. So Duryodhana he tried to kill especially Bhima. He pushed him uh, in one of the lake where poisonous serpents were there. So in various ways he tried them, and even when these Pandavas they were in Vanvas in the forest, so he tried many ways to kill them, to defame them. He sent Durvasa Muni also, just to so that the Durvasa Muni will become angry and he will curse upon them. Dhritarashtra sent these Pandavas to some place, and he gave them to live in such a palace which was made of lac, a kind of wood which easily catches fire. And later on, it was fired, but somehow or other, by Krishna's arrangement, they were saved. So these all facts were known to Pandavas also and everyone else, and Krishna also knew. So it was if Arjuna, instead of not willing to fight, if Arjuna is ready to fight with them and ready to kill them, that is also good. That is not his fault. But it's still what he is thinking. He is not thinking. So this is a quality of devotee. A devotee, he always focuses on upon the good qualities of others. Then somebody may think, if I only focus upon the good qualities of others, then I will be cheated. But no, from the history of Pandavas, we know that a person who always sees good in others, he is always protected by the Supreme Lord. Rather, he always remains peaceful. Just like suppose a person, if he has envy towards any other person, some other person, jealousy, then what happens? The person who is having that jealousy or envy, he suffers the more, not the person to whom he is having the envy. And it is compared like uh, like you are carrying a this coal which is burning. You are carrying a burning coal in your hand, and you are running towards that person to kill him, to hit him, to that person to whom you are envying. So who will be burnt first? It is we only. If I want to hit a person to whom I have jealousy or envy, so it is like that. So I myself is burning because of this, and this we can see if we have this envy, jealousy towards anyone, that throughout all the time our heart is burning. We cannot see the face of that person, even we cannot see the progress of that person. So when we have this uh, mentality to see bad in others, then we ourselves suffer from this, and this is like a disease. Our heart burns like anything. But if suppose if we somehow or other develop this quality to see good in others, in spite of if even if he has done something wrong to us, I'm not saying that we should not counteract, or we should means become like an inactive person, and anybody can come us and hit us and kill us, or try to steal our property, and we should not defend ourselves. I'm not saying like this. But suppose we tried ourselves everything, we defended also, and we know also. But if we still somebody is doing something wrong to us, if somebody is uh, blaspheming us, somebody is trying to defame us in front of others, and we have no control over it, so we should not take revenge over it. Rather, we should think why this person is doing. Because of ignorance he is doing such thing. Just like the greatest example we can take of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, what was his fault? There was no fault. His only fault, if his only fault was that he was preaching about God consciousness. He was giving the message and lessons about God. He was teaching people the moral principles. That was only his fault, and for this he was hanged. But what did he think? He never thought like that. That, oh God, he never prayed or appealed to God that, oh God, kill these people. No. Rather, when he was hanged, so he was praying to the Lord that, my dear Lord, these people, they are in ignorance. So they don't know what great sinful activity they are doing. But I pray to you, because of ignorance they are doing, foolishness, because of foolishness they are doing. So kindly forgive them. Do not take their offenses. You kindly forgive them and give them good intelligence. So because of this attitude, having this kind of attitude, Jesus Christ, he never felt any unhappiness. He never felt any pain, and he was always peaceful and blissful in his situation. Although super externally he was angry, but still he was blissful and peaceful, and Lord saved him also. He never felt any pain. And this we see from the history of many other great devotees also, like Prahlad Maharaj and other similar devotees. So I am not saying that we should act like this. If somebody comes to us and tries to hit us and tries to kill us, that we should also just means we should not defend. I'm not saying we can defend, but what point I'm making, in day to day our life, in our day to day life, if in our surrounding, our friend circle, or any of our relative or superior or junior, if sometimes they don't cooperate with us, sometimes they blaspheme us, sometimes they use wrong words to us, or they plan something wrong for us, but we may try to defend, but we should be detached, and we should not have this ill feeling or anything bad towards them. Then what will happen? If we still have maintained the nice attitude, and we still think good for them, then that will make even ourselves peaceful and happy. What to speak of them? And over the period of time, when they will observe our behavior, that although they are doing wrong with us, but still we are tolerating, and we are still not doing wrong with them, then their heart will also change and they will also become friendly to us. And this is what happens with a devotee of the Lord. That is why Yudhishthir Maharaj, she was known as Ajatasatru. Ajatasatru means a person whose enemy has never taken birth. That was the kind of means quality Yudhishthir Maharaj was having. He was so magnanimous, he was so uh, a great person that he never took anything bad from other person. So this will make us our life peaceful and happy. And if we, on the other side, if we become frustrated and angry, and if we think about the bad in others and start contemplating upon those things, then what will happen? First of all, we ourselves will become unpeaceful, disturbed, unhappy. And second thing, all those bad qualities upon whom we are meditating, those bad qualities will appear in ourselves. Those bad qualities will come in ourselves, and we will become victimized by those bad qualities. And that will make our life more miserable, and we will become more unhappy. And this is what exactly this is a science behind this. This is explained in second chapter, verse number 61 and 62. When we'll come to this verse, then we'll discuss in more detail, where Lord Krishna says that uh, to whatever object or to whatever is our contemplation in our mind, whatever thinking is going on in our mind, and in whatever thing we are contemplating, that becomes our nature and habit, and that affects our consciousness and our life. That is why this is very important point, that we, in spite of all the difficulties, we only take out the positive out of it, and do not blame others, do not blame the circumstances, do not blame the people surrounding us, or people involved into it, in it, or we should not blame God. So this will make us make our life peaceful and happy. I hope this point is clear. Yes, anyone has anything to say about this point? Any objection? It's clear to everyone. You can speak also, or if you want, you can raise your hand also.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, if someone is dead in our family, then how we can took a positive outcome from it?
Yeah, that is a different case that I'll cover in second chapter when we'll discuss about the science of soul. But now the point is what I'm making, that even if our means surroundings, people are surrounding us, if they do something wrong with us, they think wrong about us, we should not contemplate upon the wrong or bad qualities in them. Why? Then those bad qualities will come in us, and we will be affected by those bad qualities, and eventually we'll suffer. We'll become unhappy. We'll become more unhappy. So that is why we should not do. Now the point is how this will be developed. This is also point. This is not so easy thing. Huh? This mentality attitude which Arjuna is showing over here, that in spite of so much harassment by the other party, Arjuna is still, he is not willing to kill them. He is not willing to see bad in them. He, in the next verse also he will say, although they are out of ignorance, they are acting against us, but why should we become like them? Just like in our childhood, our parents, they used to say, my parents used to say, when suppose if some of my friend, um, they have mistreated me, and they have means they have used wrong words towards me, so I used to become angry. So I also used to try to react upon them. And my parents and my mother especially, she used to say that if those friends, their their words are wrong, they are using wrong words, and so they are means they are going in wrong direction, so why should you become wrong? If somebody uh, is taking mud in his hand and trying to hit upon you, so why should you also make your hand dirty and take the mud and hit upon the other person? We should not do, because that will make our condition more bad. So instead of this, what we should do, we should try to develop a good attitude, and that will help us. And how this can be developed, that is another question. But right now, what I discuss is that if we develop a good attitude like Arjuna, who is having this good attitude towards other party, then we'll become more peaceful, more happy, and more victorious in our life. And how this can be developed, this is also, this will be discussed. This, although this is little difficult, but not impossible, this can be developed. And we simply have to become a devotee. Just like I said, a devotee has naturally has all these good qualities. So that is why Arjuna, he is even he is saying Rajya Sukh Lobhena, Yad Rajya Sukh Lobhena. Why? Because of why should I kill them just driven by some greed for royal happiness? Rajya Sukh Lobhena. Antum Swajana Mudyata. He is feeling that although they have done something wrong with me, but they are my Swajana, they are my relatives. Okay, no problem. Just like in our family dealings, if our father and mother sometimes they chastise us, sometimes they shout upon us, then we don't react. Even suppose sometimes we become angry and we reacted also, but we still, after some time, we come to our senses and we accept, okay, no problem. After all, he is my mother, he is my father, she is my mother. We accept these facts and we move on, we forget, and we forget and forgive, and then we go on. So this attitude is required while dealing with actually everyone. Then there will be no uh, problem, because the problem comes when a person, he has been insulted by others, or he has been hurt by others, and then he also takes the revenge. He does not he also sees bad in others, and he also tries to take the revenge in a greater means magnitude. Then what happens, the other person, he will also then take the revenge, and in this way this means this, what you say, infinite loop goes on. And then ultimately what happens, both of the parties, they become frustrated, unhappy, and unpeaceful. Rather, if suppose if a person, he came and he shouted upon you and he said something ill, okay, you just tolerate at that time. Okay, even if you have some said, suppose if even if you have reacted upon him at that time, but after that, if you just forget, and if you just try to meditate upon his good qualities, because everyone has at least some good qualities. Nobody can say that somebody has no good qualities. Everybody has at least some good qualities. So then this chain will be stopped, and then our normal life will go on. Otherwise, it may lead towards great destruction. And we have heard many examples that over small fights, small issues, even brothers two brothers, they fight in such a manner that they kill each other over just small issues, and it has happened. So this is the result when any one of them does not try to control or tolerate it. So that is why this is important, to have to develop the kind of attitude which Arjuna is having over here. But how this can be developed, that is a separate question. This can be very nicely developed if one becomes a devotee of the Lord. Naturally, he will get all the good qualities, and gradually it comes gradually. But first, we have to try to understand that this is important. And then another point, Arjuna, he is still feeling that aho bata mahat papam. This is a great sin. Kartum vyavasita vayam. We have decided to do by killing Sojanam. So here, this was the one thing which is being mentioned here, uh, about Arjuna's good quality. Because of having a good nature, he is a devotee. So naturally, he has this uh, inbuilt quality. This is inbuilt functionality of a devotee. It is there within the blood. Just like different kind of people, they are means known by their different natures. Different countries, they are famous for different their different kind of nature of something. Like Japan is famous for technology. Japanese, they have inbuilt functionality to develop technologies. Americans, they have inbuilt functionality to rule over administration, fight. And Indians, they have inbuilt functionality to become what you say. Okay, I'll not say. But this is what the Indians, the special quality is, they will never say no to anything. This is their great quality. Even if they will not be able to do any task, they will never say no. They will always say yes. And this has created a big frustration in many of the multinational companies, because when they ask any Indian person, okay, this is the project, and these are the tasks, so and the deadline is after 3 days, so can you do this? So immediately he will say yeah, yes. He will never say no, because somehow or other in our system only, this word no, it is very difficult, especially to a senior. It does not come out generally. So he says no, but the foreigners, especially Americans, Europeans, they are very frank about this. If they can, then they will say yes, and if they can't, then they will say no. But Indians, so like I just gave this example just to illustrate that everyone has different functionalities, natural tendencies, and like different Chinese have different natural functionalities and everything. So similarly, a devotee, just like a dog, he has different inbuilt natural functionalities. As soon as he sees something strange, he starts barking. A snake, it has some different functionality inbuilt, natural. It is natural for a snake, scorpions. What is that? As soon as they come in contact with something, they immediately bite. This is their immediate response. Why? Because they are so envious, and that is why this law is there, that a person, a human being, if he is very much envious, he is very envy, he has very envy, then he becomes a snake or a scorpion. This is the law. But the point is that like a snake, everyone has this inbuilt natural tendencies and functionalities. Similarly, a devotee, within his blood, this is natural to have all the good qualities. And even if there is any kind of situation, circumstances, he will exhibit those good qualities. It's not that is sometimes only he will exhibit. So Arjuna here, he is exhibiting these qualities. And another point, but one who is not connected with the Supreme Lord, who is not a devotee, however great he may be, but we have seen there are many instances in the history where a person who was such a great, who was known for his greatness, but he in certain situations he committed something wrong. He could not means control those situations. Like for example, can you give some examples where you have observed or heard that somebody who was having so great position like president, prime minister, or something, a good, very exalted businessman, something like this position, and he was known for his all these qualities, talents, but in certain such situations he acted completely against what position he is holding? Yes, can any one of you give some examples of this? No. Okay, I'll give one example, and if by the time if you also get, you can share. You know, one of the president of America, what is his name? I forgot. Who had a scandal with his secretary. So, क्या नाम था? Okay, whatever be the name. So he was such an exalted personality, president of America, so great person, but he completely acted against the position he is holding, and he was so much insulted throughout the media, and ultimately he wasted many millions of dollars just to fight this case against this scandal, and ultimately in front of all the citizens he accepted that I committed this great sin. Why he could not control, why he did such kind of thing? Because he is not a devotee. Naturally, for some time you can become, one can act in a certain manner, but not all the time. Just like once, a cat, she came to know that there were many rats in one of the uh, not rats but birds are there. So, and one of few of the birds they became ill. The cat took the role of a doctor. She dressed herself like a doctor and having very nice stethoscope and all the medicines. She came near the birds and told them that I am doctor, so you can come to me and get the treatment. So they became confused. One of the birds, he was very intelligent. Yeah, she was Bill Clinton. The president was Bill Clinton. So one of the bird in this case, she was little intelligent. So what she did, uh, exactly I don't remember, but the what she did, did something like that. The cat could not control to say meow meow. So she immediately responded. The bird, the one of the intelligent bird, she acted in such a manner that the cat who was dressed like a doctor, she immediately responded with meow meow. And all the birds they came to know that this is not a doctor, she is a cat. She has come to eat us. So this is natural for the cat. That if any emergency situation comes, then she will only say meow meow. So that is what happens. If one is not a devotee, one has not thoroughly purified his mind. The mind is still having dirt in it. Then even if he achieves the greatest position, sometimes he will be dragged by the mind in some of the situations, and then there will be disaster for him. But a devotee like Arjuna, saintly devotee, these moral principles or these good qualities are inherited in his personality. So by nature, he does not wish to commit any kind of wrong activities, and because of this, he always remains peaceful and happy. There is no means cause for unhappiness for him. That is why it is very important for us to try to develop these qualities. And how we can develop? The method is very simple. If we just become a devotee of the Supreme Lord, and the method is simple. You can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, try to understand the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. So if we just do this, these qualities will naturally develop. It's not that we have to separately develop all the qualities, how to become tolerant. Just like we hear, and many people they ask, many students they ask, how to become tolerant in different situations when different situations arises, how to tolerate things, how to become more determined, how to control the mind and senses, how to have a fixed intelligence, how to become peaceful. And ultimately, everyone wants how to become completely happy in our life. Because even if we achieve, like Arjuna is saying, Rajya Sukh Lobhena, even if he achieves all the kingdom, entirety of the earth, still he is feeling I will not become happy. So people they know that even if we get all the money, all the resources, everything, whatever we have desired in this world, if we get still, that will not guarantee complete happiness for us. So then how can we achieve complete happiness, complete satisfaction? What is the secret of happiness? So all these different kinds of means qualities can be very easily developed. These are automatically developed when a person simply becomes devoted to the Supreme Lord. Just like uh, if you connect your charger with your mobile and then source of electricity, then automatically the mobile will get charged. You will not have to do, I mean you will not have to, you need not to study separately how the battery functions, what are the cathode and anode, and how this can be charged, what do I need to do. No, you just have to connect the charger. Simply by connecting, even if you don't know, even if a child he connects the charger with the mobile and the source of electricity, the mobile will get charged, because this is the system, automatically generated system. Just like, suppose if you are feeling weak, you are not able to walk, if you are not able to even sit down, You are not able to talk. You are not able to see properly. So what will you do? To give energy to different parts of body, will you supply different uh, food items to different parts of the body? No, you will not supply means glucose to your hands or eyes or ears or legs. What will you do? You will supply all the food items, ingredients, the source of energy to your stomach. And naturally, all the parts of the body will get nourished, isn't it? And there is science behind it. Although we may not be knowing the science, nobody knows how all this, whatever we eat, that goes to our stomach, and how this energy is distributed over all over the body. Nobody knows exactly. Even great scientists, they don't know. They may say that okay, these different this whatever we eat, vitamins, proteins, and carbohydrate, all these fats and everything, and there is some reaction, energy is released, and those energies are carried by these blood cells, and these are transported to others. All these things we can explain, but exactly nobody knows how these reactions are taking place within the stomach, how these different means minerals or elements, this protein, vitamins, carbohydrates, how these are means distributed to different parts of the body according to the parts need, and how the blood is carrying them. Nobody knows exactly, but it is being done by the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. He has made the system. He has made the wonderful, such a wonderful law that everything just nicely goes on. What we have to do, we just have to eat. Just see, just imagine. Similarly, if we want to tackle any situation in our life, if we want to become happy, if we want to control our mind, if we want to become determined, especially everything comes if just if we can clean our mind, and if we can just control our mind, if we can just understand how does mind works. So all these different things, if we try to do individually, if we try to develop individually, then it is impossible. Why it is impossible? Because with our own effort we can develop something, not completely, even a portion of it. But there are many things, many situations will arise, so we cannot completely and perfectly develop all the things with our own endeavor, because mind itself is the biggest challenge, because mind itself is not controlled. Mind itself will create many disturbances in this path. So what we have to do, we have very simple method. Just like feeding the stomach will automatically nourish all the parts of the body. So similarly, if we just get connected to the Supreme Lord by chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, by having proper knowledge about this mind, intelligence, and this world, everything. So naturally, all these good qualities will start developing in us. And you yourself can experience it. You just keep chanting, and within few months you will experience that you are getting, you are able to improve yourself. So this was a very important thing to note over here from the example of Arjuna. So he is saying, Vayam. So next it says, Yadi mam pratikaram asastram sastrapanaya dhartarashtrarane hanyus tanme kshema taram bhavet. So he says, he is saying, Yadi mam apratikaram, without being resistant, asastram sastrapanya, without having weapons in our hand. And if these sons of Dhritarashtra, with weapons in their hand, if they come and kill us, still we should not fight with them. So you can read the translation and purport. Okay, who will read? Yes, any one of you can read translation and purport.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Translation. Better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to kill me unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield. Purport. It is the custom according to Kshatriya fighting principles that an unarmed and unwilling foe should not be attacked. Arjuna, however, decided that even if attacked by the enemy in such an awkward position, he would not fight. He did not consider how much the other party was bent upon fighting. All these symptoms are due to soft heartedness resulting from his being a great devotee of the Lord.
Yes. So again, this verse also uh, is being spoken by Arjuna, and this why he is speaking like this, because of it is resulting from the soft heartedness of Arjuna being a great devotee of the Lord. So he is even ready to be killed by them, but he is not willing to fight with them. Such is the condition. So of course, Krishna does not desire like this. That is why, even if a devotee, out of his saintliness, out of his good qualities, he may forgive others, those who are offenders, or atatayina, it is mentioned in the previous verses. But Krishna will make such an arrangement that his devotees will be protected, and those who try to disturb, they will be destroyed. And this Krishna has uh, promised also, when he says, Kaunteya pratijani name bhakta pranashyati. He says like this. I've already discussed this, so we'll move ahead. This is the last verse of this chapter, being spoken by Sanjaya, and then the second chapter will start. Sanjaya Uvacha. एवमुक्त्वा संख्ये रथोपस्थोपाविशत् विसृज्य ससरं चापं शोकसंविघ्नमानसः. So, okay. One of you can read translation and purport.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Akash.
Translation. Sanjay said, Arjuna having thus spoken on the battlefield cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief. Purport. While observing the situation of his enemy, Arjuna stood up on the chariot, but he was so affected with lamentation that he sat down again, setting aside his bow and arrows. Such a kind and soft-hearted person in the devotional service of the Lord is fit to receive self-knowledge. Thus, and the Bhakti Vedanta purports to the first chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam Gita in Prabhuji. The matter of observing the army is on the battlefield of Kurukshetra.
Yes. Thus ends the first chapter. Here, this in this Sanjaya, he is saying that after speaking like this, Arjuna he just sat down. Although he prepared himself, he took up his bow Gandiva, and he told Krishna that you put my chariot between the army so that I can observe who have come to fight with me. But when Krishna did this, then he all the means he started feeling affection, attachment towards them, and because of his own soft-heartedness, he decided not to fight. He is not a coward. It's not that seeing Bhishma and Dronacharya and all the so many big army in front of him, he became means coward. No, even if Arjuna he found that I cannot defeat them, I will be killed. Still, there was no fear for him. Still, he would not have become afraid of them. Rather, he would have fought with them, even if he dies in the battlefield. Because if a Kshatriya, while fighting in a dharma yuddha, religious war, if he dies in the battlefield, then he is promoted to Swargaloka, higher heavenly planets. There was no fear, or he was not afraid of being uh, means die. There was no fear for him. But out of his own good nature, soft-heartedness, he visrijya sasaram chapam. He gave up the saram chapam. Saram is his arrow, and chapam is the bow. Shoga samvigna manasa. This lamentation and distress in his mind. He just sat down. And this kind of attitude, here in the purport it is written, Such a kind and soft-hearted person in the devotional service of the Lord is fit to receive self-knowledge. Initially, when this point I was discussing, that we should try to develop this this quality, that in any situation of life, we should not blame on others, especially on uh, God. This is very important. Many people, when something goes wrong in their life, and even if they have not done anything wrong, so then they start blaming on God. This is not at all good, because if uh, if one does like so, then what he is doing, he is covering his consciousness, and no amount of knowledge, no amount of uh, discussion then cannot help him. Because just like if you go inside a college, you study, and if you already have some ill feeling towards the teacher, and if you already you have this conception, you have consciousness that this teacher is a very foolish, full number one, he does not know anything, and he has mistreated me, and he has not given me, means he has not checked my answer sheet nicely, and all those things. If negativity is there within the mind, so even if the teacher is teaching the subject matter nicely, he will not be able to receive. So, in order to receive the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we should try to develop this attitude, that not to see or not to blame any situation or any person of this world for our condition of life. And this is a truth. It's not that theoretically I am saying that we should try to develop. This is a truth. Why? Because whatever situation and condition is there in our life, this is because of our own karma, past previous karma. And all other circumstances, people, situations, they are just the medium to provide this. They are not the cause for us. So if we just develop this kind of attitude, then we are fit to receive the knowledge. And that is why this last verse, it is written. And from next chapter, the knowledge will start, knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. When especially when Lord Krishna will start speaking, that will come. If we hear with this attitude, then surely we'll get all mercy. And a person like Arjuna only can get the complete benefit from the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And Arjuna has all these qualities. The most important quality is that he is a devotee. Devotee means who accepts the authority of the Supreme Lord, who accepts that, okay, Krishna, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and whatever he says, that is for my benefit. Even if it does not appeal to my mind, even if my mind may say that what is this? So much, Lord Krishna, he is saying so much. He is saying surrender, leave everything. No, he does not say, he does not say that you leave everything. Whatever he says, that is for our own benefit. Just like suppose if you have a very good seed to grow, you are planting something, some tree or some means grains, and there is nice source of water also, and all the facilities, everything, you have all the resources. But if the land is not fertile, if the land is barren, barren means um, there is no capacity or capability to grow food, that is called barren land. So if the land is barren, then even if the seed is very perfect, and the resources are all resources are available, and proper rain is also there, sunlight is also there, everything is nice, all the situations are nice. So will the land will be able to means produce nice plants, grow the plants? No. Why? Because the land is barren. Similarly, here the seed is this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, and this rains and resources, all these are the devotees who try to guide us in the path to understand the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And Lord Krishna himself is there supplying all the resources. But our heart, this is like the land. If our heart is not barren, means if our heart is proper, fertile, then when the seed is planted and all the resources are given, then the proper plant will come out of it. And that plant is what? The devotional service, a great attachment, a love for God, that will come out automatically. And all the with that plant, all the good qualities in the form of fruits, flowers, nice fruits will come out, and then you can taste and enjoy those fruits. And if the land is barren, no capability to grow, so doesn't matter what is the potential of the seed, all the resources are available or not, doesn't matter, the plant will not grow. That is why we find many people, they read Bhagavad Gita, and many even comment on Bhagavad Gita, but still their life does not change. Why? Because of this reason only. Huh? The same example, in the classroom, if the teacher is perfect, he knows everything, and he is explaining also very nicely, and the resources available in the classroom are also perfect, all the multimedia system, everything is there, all the facilities are there, tables are there, AC classroom, air conditioned room is there. But if the student, he is having a wrong attitude, and if he is means casual, he is lazy, if he is not attending the class regularly, then in spite of having all these external situations nicely, he will not get the good marks, he will not get the knowledge, then he cannot blame the upon the teacher. So that is why this is very important, to have this kind of attitude. And if you keep chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, so even if somebody does not have this attitude, she will gradually develop this attitude. And once the attitude is developed, automatically all the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita you will be able to understand and apply it in your life. Huh? So this is very important point. At last, why every day I'm forcing so much upon the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Because in the case of land and seed and those, if the land is barren, it's very difficult. The plant will not come out, and you don't have any option apart from changing the land. But still, there is one way you can um, means you can use cow urine, cow dung, and spread over the land. After some time, the same barren land may become fertile, and then if you grow the seed, the seed will come out. Very nice plants will come out. Similarly, if we have this attitude, nice attitude like Arjuna, soft heartedness, when I'm saying that, that does not mean that you are weak, you become weak, and you and anyone can come and can chastise you, shout upon you, and you just keep quiet. That does not mean soft heartedness. That is rather that is actually weak heartedness. If you cannot tolerate uh, means somebody comes and insults you, and if you just keep quiet, then that is weak heartedness, and you become fearful of him. I'm not talking about that kind of soft heartedness, but soft heartedness means that although you are capable of shouting upon others, although you are capable of giving so many other reactions, but still you control over your mind, and still with through analytical through analysis, or through your attitude, good attitude, you are able to control over your mind, and you are able to take that person or that situation in a good manner. That is called soft heartedness. So if somebody has this, that is very nice, and if somebody does not have, that is still no problem. And there is no 0 and 1 in our life. We may have, and everyone has this kind of, every one of us have some kind of tolerance, and we can increase it, this quality, this attitude, we can increase it by chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This works like that cow dung and cow urine, which we can spread over
भी चला सकता है.
land, and the land will become fertile. Huh? So this Hare Krishna Mahamantra works like this. It removes all the dirtiness from our heart, from our mind,
और इसको तो कुछ और पढ़ाते भी हैं
and,
मुझे और वो मैंने
and then we can nicely misunderstand the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, Hare Krishna. Do you have any questions? From tomorrow we'll start second chapter.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, sometimes I feel, sometimes it happens to me that someone is doing, मतलब कोई कुछ काम करता है, जैसे कोई भी मेरा फ्रेंड हुआ या कोई भी हुआ, तो कोई कुछ काम करता है, तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कभी कभी कि मुझे भी यही काम करना है, मुझे भी यही करना है, फिर कभी नहीं हो पाता है, उसको मैं अचीव नहीं कर पाता हूँ, तो फिर वो सैड हो जाता हूँ। जैसे कि कभी कभी कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस में भी होता है कि कोई इतनी भक्ति करता है, तो मुझे भी इतनी भक्ति करने का मन करता है, फिर नहीं कर पाता हूँ, तो फिर सैड हो जाता हूँ। तो ये एनवियसनेस है या जेलसी है या कुछ और है?
तो देखिए, ये जो है, अभी जैसे आपने किसी अपने दोस्त को देखा और वो बहुत कुछ इतना स्टडी कर रहा है, इतना प्रोजेक्ट बना रहा है, अलग अलग चीजों में इन्वॉल्व है, तो आपका भी इच्छा होता है कि मैं भी करूं। ठीक है, तो जरूरी नहीं कि एनवी के कारण हो, लेकिन ये जो है, ये माइंड का डिजायर हो सकता है, माइंड का डिजायर है। ठीक है, और नो प्रॉब्लम। आपको, आप देख रहे हैं कि कोई बहुत अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट कर रहा है, एनवी का मतलब क्या होता है कि आप उसके प्रोग्रेस को देख के सह नहीं सकते हो। दैट इज कॉल्ड एनवी। यू कैन नॉट टॉलरेट अदर्स प्रोग्रेस और others advancement, that is called envy or jealousy. But if you are taking inspiration from others, that is not envy. That is a good quality of a person, that he even takes good lessons and inspiration from other person. That is a sign of humility, so that is good, we can take. And the second point, जैसे आपको कुछ इंस्पिरेशन मिला उससे, उनको देखे, लेकिन आपने ट्राई किया बट यू कुड नॉट डू, आप नहीं कर पा रहे हो, तो फिर उसके कारण जो फ्रस्ट्रेशन आता है, दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ इग्नोरेंस। क्यों इग्नोरेंस? क्योंकि माइंड जो है, इग्नोरेंस में रहने के कारण हमको ड्रैग कर देता है, हमको खींच लेता है, हमको लेमेंटेशन में डाल देता है। जैसे अर्जुन के यहाँ पे भी स्थिति है। अर्जुन को अटैचमेंट के कारण, इग्नोरेंस के कारण अटैचमेंट आया और उसके कारण लेमेंटेशन हो गया, है ना। तो हमारा माइंड का ये फंक्शनैलिटी है, फंक्शन है, माइंड हमको ड्रैग कर देता है, खींच लेता है नीचे। और इग्नोरेंस के कारण हमको इंफीरियरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स जिसको बोलते हैं, कि हमको ये प्रूव करता है कि तुम किसी लायक नहीं हो, तुम कुछ नहीं कर सकते, ये है वो है, बहुत सारी चीजें। तो ये गलत है, और ये मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस के कारण होता है। ठीक है, और दिस इज वन ऑफ द, यू कैन से, इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस। एंड अगर हम अच्छे से चैंटिंग करते हैं, गीता का नॉलेज लेते हैं, तो इस मोड से हम जब ऊपर आ जाएंगे, मोड ऑफ गुडनेस में जब हम आएंगे, मोड ऑफ गुडनेस का मतलब होता है नॉलेज। जब उसमें आएंगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली हम ये इस इफेक्ट से बच जाएंगे। हम इंस्पिरेशन लेंगे दूसरों से, लेकिन ठीक है, हम अपनी, हमारा जो लेवल है, हमारा जो कैपेसिटी है, उस लेवल के अनुसार हम कार्य करेंगे, और फिर उसमें हम सेटिस्फाइड भी रहेंगे। हम इंस्पिरेशन लेंगे दूसरों से, लेकिन अगर हम उन्हें उतना नहीं अचीव कर पाएंगे, तब भी हम सेटिस्फाइड रहेंगे, और हमको ये गलत फीलिंग नहीं आएगा। समझ रहे हैं? और रही बात, आप बोले भक्ति का, कि किसी कोई ज्यादा भक्ति कर लेता है और हमको देख के लगता है हम नहीं कर पाते हैं, तो हमारे पास ये अच्छा है, या एटीट्यूड अच्छा है, हमको हमेशा फील करना चाहिए कि देखिए, मैं जैसे कल बताया मैंने आपको, कि वी शुड ऑलवेज फील, कल या परसों मैंने ये पॉइंट बोला था, वी शुड ऑलवेज फील दैट कि सिंस सो मच सो लॉन्ग टाइम आई एम एंगेज्ड इन, मतलब कितना गलत गलत चीज में फंसा हूं मैं, या गलत चीज नहीं भी किया अगर एक्सटर्नली, तो हम इग्नोरेंस में थे, हमको सही नॉलेज पता नहीं था, तो मैं कुछ और ही प्लान बना रहा था, कुछ और ही मेरे लाइफ का गोल था। मैं सोच रहा था कि इस दुनिया की चीजों को इकट्ठा करके मैं खुश हो जाऊंगा, लेकिन वास्तव में ये था नहीं। उसी प्रयास में मन जो जो बोलता जा रहा था, वो मैं करता जा रहा था। लेकिन अब मुझे, क्योंकि ये बहुत अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म मिल गया है, भगवान की कृपा से मुझे नॉलेज मिल रहा है, हरे कृष्ण मोहम्मद मिला है, अब मैं ऐसा नहीं करने दूंगा। तो हमेशा फील करना चाहिए, वो अच्छा है, बट हमको इस जोन में नहीं जाना चाहिए कि माइंड हमको पूरी तरह से ये बोल दे कि अरे यूजलेस हो तुम, कुछ नहीं कर सकते। ये है, ये मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस का साइन है, तमोगुण जिसको बोलते हैं। और इससे हम ओवरकम कर सकते हैं जब हम सतोगुण में आएंगे। सतोगुण मतलब नॉलेज का प्लेटफॉर्म होता है, और माइंड जब प्यूरिफाइड होता है। और ये हम कैसे आ सकते हैं? हमारे लिए ये हो सकता है बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो, लेकिन भगवान के लिए डिफिकल्ट नहीं। भगवान हमारे लाइफ में बहुत आसानी से कर सकते, जैसे अर्जुन है, हमारा कंडीशन देखिए पूरा अर्जुन के जैसे है। अर्जुन यहाँ पे अभी उसी सिचुएशन में है, मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस के कारण इतना अटैचमेंट आया, लेमेंटेशन, डिप्रेशन, पूरी तरह से अपना हथियार छोड़ दिया। although capable of doing, still he is not doing, he is not ready to fight. He is quite capable of fighting, but still he is not fighting. Why? Because of the influence of mode of ignorance. तो अब क्या होगा? लेकिन एक अर्जुन का गुड क्वालिटी क्या, कि अर्जुन सच अ काइंड एंड डिवोटेड अर्जुन, ही विल इमीडिएटली टेक शेल्टर ऑफ द सुप्रीम लॉर्ड, और भगवान को पिक्चर में लाएगा और तुरंत अपनी पिक्चर को हिट कर देगा। समझ रहे हैं? मतलब अर्जुन बहुत इंथुसियास्टिक हो जाएगा और बहुत कुछ अचीव कर लेगा। तो हमारे भी मन मन जो है वो वैसा ही है, हमको तमोगुण में लाता है बार बार। लेकिन अगर हम भगवान का शरण लेते हैं, भगवान को अपने जीवन में लाते हैं, जैसे अर्जुन ने भगवान को चैरिय अपना बना लिया, सारथी बना लिया, हम भी भगवान को अगर चार अपना सारथी बना लेते हैं। और कैसे बना सकते हैं हम अपने जीवन में, कैसे ला सकते हैं? उनका नाम लेकर के। जैसे आपको किसी से अगर हेल्प चाहिए तो व्हाट डू यू से, किसी का मान लो हेल्प चाहिए, कोई आपका फ्रेंड है गोविंद, तो आप क्या बोलते हो? आप फंस गए कहीं पे, कोई सॉल्व कर रहे हैं और सॉल्व नहीं कर पा रहे, तो गोविंद गोविंद इधर आना इधर आना, थोड़ा इसको बताओ। तो नाम लेते हो ना, कॉमन सेंस है, हम नाम लेके बुलाते हैं। क्योंकि नाम नहीं लेंगे तो गोविंद आएगा कैसे, उसको पता कैसे चलेगा मेरे को बुला रहा है, किसको बुला रहा है? इसलिए हम भगवान का नाम लेंगे तो निश्चित रूप से भगवान हमारे जीवन में आएंगे, प्रवेश करेंगे। भगवान के नाम में इतनी शक्ति है कि आसानी से आप फील कर सकेंगे कि आप इस तमोगुण से ऊपर आएंगे, इग्नोरेंस से ऊपर आएंगे, और आपको इंस्पिरेशन मिलेगा अच्छे से एक्ट करने के लिए। ओके
ओके प्रभु जी।
ओके, किसी और का प्रश्न है? एक लास्ट प्रश्न ले लेते हैं अगर है, नहीं तो फिर हम वाइंड अप करते हैं।
गुरुजी
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
प्रश्न तो नहीं है, बस ये। हेलो
हाँ हाँ बोलिए संदीप।
गुरुजी, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है, जो क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है उनसे मतलब मेरे को तो कुछ बताना है आपको।
हाँ बताइए।
अभी मतलब 10 मिनट पहले एक न्यूज आई है मेरे पास अमेरिका से।
अच्छा।
मैंने फोन में न्यूज वगैरह का डाउनलोड कर रखा है। तो वहाँ पे
हाँ
एक लेडी है तुलसी क्वाडर के नाम से।
तुलसी कबाड़।
वो
या
हाँ हाँ वही। तो अभी उसने बोला है कि अमेरिका में जो अशांति फैली है उसको हम केवल भगवत गीता से पढ़ के खत्म कर सकते हैं।
अमेरिका में क्या है?
और उसने लेक्चर भी
आपका
दिया उसमें 5 देशों के। वाशिंग
आपका
वाशिंगटन
आवाज
में
कट गया
मतलब
था,
उसने
आवाज
एक
कट गया था।
यही जो जैसे। हेलो
हाँ हाँ बोलिए।
हेलो।
हाँ बोलिए संदीप, अभी आ रहा है आवाज, बीच में कट गया था।
गुरुजी उसने वाशिंगटन, हाँ वाशिंगटन में मतलब ऐसे ही जैसे आप लेक्चर दे रहे हो, तो अभी उसने लेक्चर दिया था अमेरिका में। तो
अच्छा
उसमें पांच पांच देशों के लोग आए थे, अमेरिका के, कनाडा के, ब्रिटेन,
अच्छा।
भारत और ऑस्ट्रेलिया के।
यस यस।
बोलती कि अमेरिका में शांति सिर्फ भगवत गीता को पढ़ेंगे तो हम ला सकते हैं।
हाँ
अभी
डेफिनेटली।
10 मिनट पहले आई है।
हाँ वेरी नाइस। तो अच्छा है, वो आप स्प्रेड कर दीजिए सबको, क्योंकि अभी देखो तुलसी कबाड़ बोलेगी तो क्योंकि कितना बड़ा पोजीशन है तो लोग सुनेंगे, और
हाँ
जरूरी भी है।
वो वहाँ सांसद है वहाँ की। जब वो सांसद बनी
हाँ
थी तो उसने शपथ भी हाथ रख के उसी पे ली थी।
गीता पे लेके रखी थी, और वो यही गीता
हाँ हाँ
पढ़ती है, श्रील प्रभुपाद जी की गीता है उसके पास, भगवत गीता एज इट इज,
हाँ
और
हाँ।
यही गीता पढ़ती है
बस
वो।
यही बताना था। आपका
हाँ
मेरे पास पर्सनल नंबर नहीं है, नहीं तो मैं उसको सेंड करता।
आप मेरे को व्हाट्सएप है क्या? मेरे पास व्हाट्सएप नहीं है। मैं आपको क्या करता हूँ, मेल आईडी भेजता हूँ, आप मेल मेल कर सकते हो।
हाँ गुरुजी मैं कर दूंगा।
मैं आपको चैट में मेल इमीडिएटली लिखता हूँ, तो आप कर देना।
ओके ओके। ओके गुरुजी मैं कर दूंगा।
ओके।
या ऐसा करूंगा गुरुजी, मैं मोहित अरोड़ा को कर दूं, वो कर देगा
हाँ
आपको,
या ऐसा
या
भी कर
आप।
सकते हो, मोहित अरोड़ा को भी कर दो, चलेगा। मोहित से फिर मुझे मिल
हाँ मैं
जाएगा।
मोहित।
ओके
हाँ ओके गुरुजी, ठीक
ओके
ठीक।
ओके। थैंक यू, बहुत अच्छा बताया। ओके। हरे कृष्णा। और किसी का प्रश्न है?
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हाँ हरे कृष्णा।
हाँ प्रभु जी, as you discussed about that, we should take positivity when someone harasses us from this. So uh, if someone harasses us and we want to defend us, so we will have to uh, contemplate on that how can we defend us. So how is it possible that we uh,
यस। तो जैसे मैं बताया, आई ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन दिस पॉइंट, दैट दिस इज अ नेचुरल quality. This is naturally inbuilt quality of a devotee. So we don't have to artificially or externally try to develop it. Because we cannot do this. The mind is so powerful. So if the mind is purified with the process of devotional service, then automatically it will happen. जैसे मैं एग्जांपल दिया, चार्ज करना है आपको, तो आपको मोबाइल चार्ज करना है तो आप खुद से नहीं कर सकते मोबाइल चार्ज। कितना भी आप क्या सोचो, पढ़ लो पूरा बैटरी का अंदर का सिस्टम पढ़ लो, और फिर सोचो ये नेगेटिव से पॉजिटिव से इन इन मतलब एटम्स को तो ट्रांसफर करना है बस, तो एक एक एटम उठा के ट्रांसफर कर दो, तो कितना टाइम लगेगा आपको, मतलब नहीं कर पाओगे, एक एटम उठा भी नहीं पाओगे। लेकिन आप जस्ट क्या करो, यू जस्ट कनेक्ट द मोबाइल फोन विद द चार्जर, और फिर लेकिन ऑन करना मत भूलना। ऑन करना मतलब वो चैंटिंग करना है। कनेक्ट तो कर दिया, अब जैसे बीट बैग में हाथ तो डाल दिया चैंटिंग लेके, लेकिन करना भी है। और फिर ऑन कर दोगे तो अपने आप चार्ज होने लग जाएगा, तो सिंपल। फिर मैंने बॉडी का भी एग्जांपल
But
दिया कि एनर्जी अपने आप सप्लाई
but
होती है।
Prabhuji,
यस,
but Prabhuji, what should be our mentality at that time
हाँ
that
यस, तो
someone
मेंटेलिटी
helps
भी
us?
बताया, वही मैंने बताया लास्ट में, जो मेरा वही था फोकस। मेंटेलिटी मतलब ये एटीट्यूड होना चाहिए
But
हमारा।
but but but
यस,
Prabhuji, if we opt out for that if someone harasses us, we just neglect that, then he harasses us more.
वो मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट यू जस्ट नेग्लेक्ट इट। the point is that what I am saying, that the mind should be free from those bad contemplation। हमारे मन में जो गलत विचार चल रहे हैं ना, वो नहीं चलना चाहिए, क्योंकि वो हमको ही परेशान करेगा। समझ रहे हैं मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? मान लो आपको कोई परेशान कर रहा है, आपको कोई किसी ने आपको गाली दिया या कुछ अलग अलग चीजें किया, तो मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ आप
Mhm.
चुपचाप सह लो।
Mhm.
आप उसको प्रॉपर तरीके से बुद्धि के साथ उसको टैकल करने की कोशिश करो। ये नहीं कि कुछ लोग होते हैं मूर्ता मूर्ता भी कर देते हैं, वो लोग डायरेक्ट जाके भिड़
Mhm.
जाते हैं, नहीं समझते कि डायरेक्ट भीड़ तो गया
Mhm.
तुम, वो भी आके डायरेक्ट भिड़ा, तुम भी भिड़ गए, लेकिन उससे होगा क्या, और गड़बड़ होगा। वो और फिर फर्दर और ज्यादा वो गुस्सा
Mhm.
होगा और भड़केगा, और उसका जितना पहुंच है वो लगा के कुछ करेगा, फिर आप भी कुछ करोगे, जिससे
Mhm.
होता क्या, दोनों का नुकसान होगा ना। ये अहंकार के कारण हो जाता है। लेकिन बुद्धि लगा के
Mhm.
हमको करना चाहिए अलग अलग
Mhm.
तरीके से, ठीक है, वो सिचुएशन पे
Mhm.
डिपेंड करेगा, ऐसा नहीं कि शांत बैठ जाओ। लेकिन हमको साथ ही साथ ये क्वालिटी
हाँ,
डेवलप करना चाहिए
हाँ,
कि मन में बुरे विचार ना आए, फिर चाहे उस सिचुएशन के प्रति या उस व्यक्ति के प्रति या अपने विषय में या किसी भी विषय में। क्योंकि अगर वो मन में आएगा ना, तो वो मन में हमेशा बना रहेगा और वो आपको पूरी तरह से डिस्ट्रॉय कर देगा। और क्या होगा, आपका फिर जो भी जॉब है, आप स्टडी है या जो फोकस है, वो खत्म हो जाएगा, है ना। तो वो जो चीज है ना, दैट इज नोन एज मीन्स गुड एटीट्यूड। बट एटीट्यूड अच्छा रखना है, एक्सेप्ट करना, ठीक है जो भी है, सिचुएशन को
but
टैकल करना, लेकिन तो इससे क्या होगा, फिर हम परेशान नहीं होंगे। और ये जो क्वालिटी है, ये डिफिकल्ट है, इतना आसान नहीं है, मैं एक्सेप्ट करता हूँ, लेकिन ये कैसे डेवलप की जा
हम्म,
सकती है वो मैं बता
हम्म,
दिया आपको। ठीक है, जैसे मोबाइल चार्ज करना है,
हम्म,
मोबाइल आप तभी चला पाएंगे जब चार्ज होगा,
हम्म,
बैटरी होगा। चार्ज कैसे होगा, चार्जर से कनेक्ट करके ऑन करना
हम्म,
पड़ेगा। आप खुद बैटरी खोल के और उसका पॉजिटिव
हम्म,
नेगेटिव और पूरा यूट्यूब में सब वीडियो देख लिया, कैसे कैसे एनोड कैथोड से कैसे कैसे कौन कौन सा आइटम ट्रांसफर होता है और चार्ज होता है, और खुद करने बैठ
हम्म,
जाएंगे तो दैट इज इम्पॉसिबल, वी कैन नॉट डू दैट, बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव दैट सिस्टम, दैट कैपेबिलिटीज।
हम्म,
बट वो सिस्टम चार्जर का बना है तो कर रहा है।
हम्म,
सिमिलरली विद द बॉडी, मैंने बॉडी का एग्जाम्पल दिया कि अगर हर एक पार्ट में, हमारे हर एक बॉडी के पार्ट में हमको
हम्म,
एनर्जी सप्लाई करना है, तो वी हैव टू फीड द स्टमक, है ना। हम अलग अलग पार्ट में देंगे खाना
हम्म,
तो नहीं होगा।
yes,
We have to follow the system. If we just follow the system,
हम्म,
so through that system
हम्म,
automatically everything happens. So similarly here also, all these good qualities, good attitudes will develop, will are the these are the byproducts by default. These are the results of following a proper system, and that system is to accept the authority of God, become submissive to Him by chanting His holy
हम्म,
name, become connected to Him, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and definitely आपको ठीक है, अगर थ्योरी भी लग रहा है, नो प्रॉब्लम, यू ट्राई इट। दैट इज, मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा कि आप मुझे बोल रहा हूँ एक्सेप्ट कर लो, पहली बात एक्सेप्ट करना चाहिए, बिकॉज दिस इज गिवन इन द भगवत गीता एंड सो मेनी पीपल दे हैव ऑलरेडी डन दिस एंड दे गॉट द बेनिफिट। आई गिव द सो
हम्म,
मेनी एग्जांपल्स आल्सो,
हम्म,
है ना। लेकिन आप खुद भी ट्राई
yes,
करो और आप खुद फील करोगे, ग्रेजुअली ऑल दिस क्वालिटीज विल गेट विल स्टार्ट डेवलपिंग। एंड जो और साथ ही साथ में क्या करो, इससे क्या होगा, हमारा जो भूमि है, जो मैंने एग्जांपल दिया, हमारा जो द
हम्म,
लैंड विल बिकम फर्टाइल, जो जहाँ पे हम बीज लगाना चाहते हैं वो उपजाऊ बन जाएगी। और फिर पानी वगैरह भी डालना है, वो बंद नहीं करना है। सीड डाल दिया और लैंड को उपजाऊ भी बना दिया, लेकिन पानी डालना बंद कर दिया तो सीड उगेगा कैसे। तो पानी डालना मतलब ये गीता का नॉलेज डालना पड़ेगा। तो इसलिए क्लासेस सुनते रहना पड़ेगा, गीता समझना पड़ेगा, नॉलेज लेते रहना पड़ेगा। तो पानी डालना हो गया, और चैंटिंग करते रहेंगे
but
तो जो जमीन है उपजाऊ
but
बनती जाएगी। ठीक है,
but
सीड
Prabhuji,
ऑलरेडी है आपके
this
पास।
But Prabhuji, this quality will develop in future. But
Yeah,
what should we do now?
हाँ, दैट इज व्हाट यू
How
शुड
can
डू।
we handle these
जैसे
situations?
सेम चीज जैसे मान लो अभी मेरा बैटरी पूरा डिस्चार्ज हो गया है मोबाइल का, तो व्हाट शुड आई डू नाउ? इज देयर एनीथिंग एल्स?
We should connect with it.
या वही तो है ना, मेरे पास ऑप्शन वही है कि ऐसा नहीं कि अरे अभी तो पूरी तरह से शट डाउन हो गया, ठीक है चार्जर से कनेक्ट करूंगा तो चार्ज होगा, कुछ समय बाद चार्ज होगा, फ्यूचर में चार्ज हो जाएगा तो यूज करूंगा, लेकिन अभी मैं क्या करूँ? अभी हम कुछ कर भी नहीं सकते। अभी हम जो कर सकते हैं वो यही है कि हम चार्जर से इसको कनेक्ट कर दें और थोड़ा सा पेशेंस रखें और कनेक्टेड रहने दें। ये नहीं कह रहे मैंने चार्जर से तो कनेक्ट कर दिया, अभी 30 सेकंड हो गया है, ये यार 30 सेकंड इतना टाइम लग रहा है, अभी भी नहीं ये चल रहा है इसका बत्ती, ऐसा कैसे हो गया है? नहीं, थोड़ा धैर्य रखना पड़ेगा। तो धैर्य रखेंगे तो कुछ देर में जब थोड़ा थोड़ा चार्ज हो जाएगा, 0.1% चार्ज हो जाएगा, तो जैसे ही आप लाल बटन दबाएंगे तो वो अपने आप ब्लिंक कर जाएगा। ठीक है, थोड़ा सा चार्ज हो गया, लेकिन अब फिर भी आपको निकालना नहीं है, उसको चार्ज में लगे रहने देना है और फुल चार्ज होने के बाद भी नहीं निकालना है। तब भी अगर लगे रहने देंगे तो हमेशा फुल चार्ज रहेगा। वो फुल चार्ज तो अलग केस हो गया, लेकिन एटलीस्ट इतना चार्ज होना कि हम समझ पाए। ये एग्जांपल्स हैं, मैं क्या कहना चाह
हाँ
रहा हूँ,
हाँ हाँ
मतलब
हाँ हाँ
कि जो भी
हाँ हाँ
प्रॉब्लम है, जो भी क्वालिटी आप डेवलप करना चाह रहे हैं, अभी क्या करना है हमको? अभी यही करना है हमको, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र का शरण लेना है, चैंटिंग करना है, गीता का नॉलेज लेते रहना है और ऑटोमेटिकली दिस थिंग विल डेवलप। ठीक है, ऑन आवर ओन सेल्फ इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल
मुझे
बिकॉज
I have
अंडरस्टूड ना? ओके, बिकॉज द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज इज माइंड। मन ही
yes.
सबसे बड़ा शत्रु है हमारा, और मन हमको करने नहीं देगा। हम कितना भी कुछ करना चाहें अपने से, अपने दम से, इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट। ठीक है, डज एवरीवन एग्रीज विद दिस पॉइंट? और
Prabhuji,
किसी
I
को?
have one more.
यस,
I have one more question.
हाँ पूछिए
Prabhuji,
पूछिए।
how
अच्छा
can we
एक
deal
मिनट
with
रुक जाओ, एक मिनट रुक जाओ।
how can we
बाकी
deal with
सबसे बाकी
nervousness?
सबसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि अगर आपको कुछ कहीं जाना हो या तो आप जा सकते हैं, ठीक है ना? आप ऐसा मत सोचना कि जब तक मीटिंग नहीं चलेगा तब तक हमको रहना ही है। आप अगर एंगेजमेंट होगा, बिजी है क्योंकि टाइम हो गया ऑलरेडी, 1.25 घंटे हो गए, तो आप जा सकते हैं। अगर क्वेश्चन है जिनका तो कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं। यस शिवम,
Prabhuji, how
कुछ?
can we deal with nervousness and fear? Uh,
यस,
more specifically, nervousness.
या तो नर्वसनेस क्यों आता है या फियर ही क्यों आता है? अगर आप एनालिसिस करो तो आप पाओगे, जैसे उमंग ने भी ये क्वेश्चन पूछा कि हम सोचते हैं, इंस्पिरेशन लेते हैं, लेकिन जब हम वो नहीं कर पाते हैं तो हम फिर डिस्करेज हो जाते हैं। तो नर्वसनेस भी वही है और फियर भी वही होना। फियर इज क्योंकि हम कुछ लूज हो जाएगा, और नर्वसनेस मतलब कर पाएंगे नहीं कर पाएंगे, हेजिटेशन रहना, नर्वसनेस रहना। इसका मेन जो कारण है वो ये है, ये तमोगुण, मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस। एंड व्हाट इज द मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस? जिसमें मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस का मतलब होता है देयर इज नो नॉलेज, लैक ऑफ नॉलेज, लैक ऑफ लाइट, डार्कनेस है। और स्पेशली ये इनेक्ट किया जाता है मन के द्वारा। ठीक है, ये मन ही है, इससे बोला गया मने मनुष्य नाम कारणम बंध मोक्ष। तो अल्टीमेटली इट कम्स टू माइंड ओनली, है ना? माइंड है, क्योंकि आपको नर्वस करता कौन है? दूसरा कोई व्यक्ति नर्वस नहीं करता। कौन करता नर्वस? मन ही करता है, क्योंकि मन अंदर बैठा है ना। मन बोलता रहता है, फट 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 बोलता रहता है। मन का एक ही काम है, फट 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 फायरिंग करेगा और बोलता रहेगा, अरे तुम ये नहीं कर पाए, तुम ये नहीं कर पाए, तुम ये भी नहीं कर पाओगे, तुम्हारे साथ ऐसा हो जाएगा, तुम ऐसा ऐसा सोच रहे हो लेकिन ऐसा। अभी आपका काम है प्रेजेंट पे फोकस करना। आपने कुछ डिसाइड किया कि ठीक है मुझे अभी प्रेजेंट में ये स्टडी करना है, ये पढ़ाई करना है, तो फिर चैलेंज कहाँ पे आता है? मन जो है पास्ट में ले जाता है और बोलता है तुम ऐसा ऐसा किए थे, ऐसा ऐसा हो गया था, ये हो गया था, वो बहुत सारी पूरा स्टोरी बना देगा। और ये फ्यूचर का टेंशन दे देता है कि ऐसा ऐसा होने वाला है, अभी 2 दिन बाद एग्जाम आने वाला है, ये सब। तो ये सारी चीजें जो हैं मन 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 से कनेक्टेड है। इसलिए पहली बात तो हमको समझना पड़ेगा कि ये जो प्रॉब्लम है, दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ माइंड, दिस इज नॉट माई प्रॉब्लम। एंड देन
प्रभुजी
सेकंड,
बीच में डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था बीच में.
डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था। ओके, मैं ये बता रहा था कि ये मन का प्रॉब्लम है। मन ही है जो हमको नर्वसनेस लाता है या फियर लाता है या अलग अलग जो भी चीजें हैं। तो पहले तो ये समझना पड़ेगा कि दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ माइंड एंड दिस कैन बी ओवरकम बाय डिफीटिंग द
Uh,
माइंड, बाय कंट्रोलिंग द माइंड। ठीक है,
Prabhuji, in tough situations, how can we recall this knowledge?
इन टफ सिचुएशन सो
Yes.
यू जस्ट कीप कनेक्टेड। अगर देखिए जितना ज्यादा जितने बार आप किसी चीज को प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, ये ऑब्जर्व किया होगा आपने, वो इतना हैबिचुएटेड हो जाते हैं आप कि किसी भी सिचुएशन में वो ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाएगा। जैसे चलो मैं बता देता हूँ, एक मूवी आपने देखा होगा, क्या नाम था उसका, चांदनी चौक टू चाइना, देखा है? बहुत पुरानी मूवी है शायद,
यस यस।
है ना?
हाँ हाँ हाँ
देखा है ना अक्षय कुमार की?
हाँ
तो अक्षय कुमार के पास वो
हाँ।
एक क्या था, मूव था, कौन सा, किस मूव से अक्षय
हम्म
कुमार ने उसको हराया था? वो वाला मूव था जिसने उसको 10,000 बार प्रैक्टिस किया था। और उसके गुरु ने बोला भी था, तुम उस मूव से उसको मार पाओगे जिसको तुमने 10,000 प्रैक्टिस किया है, ना कि तुम उन 10,000 मूवों से तुम उसको मार
हम्म
पाओगे जिसको तुमने एक बार प्रैक्टिस किया है। तो प्रैक्टिस मेक्स अ मैन
हम्म
परफेक्ट, ये यहाँ पे प्रिंसिपल लगता है, अंडर गाइडेंस। सो तो जितना आप
हम्म
प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस मतलब बार बार, इसलिए जैसे संदीप ने भी उस दिन पूछा, बता रहे थे कि भूल जाते हैं, लेकिन आप जब बार बार सुनोगे,
हम्म
रिपीटेड, तो ऑटोमेटिकली जब आपका कुछ ऐसा सिचुएशन आएगा तो आपका रिएक्शन दिस नॉलेज के अनुसार होगा, ऑटोमेटिकली ये नॉलेज आपको मैनिफेस्ट होगा। समझ रहे हैं? और दूसरी बात, व्हेन यू टेक शेल्टर ऑफ द होली नेम,
हम्म
हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र जब आप चैंटिंग करते हैं, देन इस नॉलेज के साथ साथ भगवान की पोटेंसी आपके साथ आ जाती है, एंड देन यू गेट द इंस्पिरेशन एंड दैट पावर टू एक्ट। एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स
हम्म
एनी सिचुएशन, टफ सिचुएशन जो भी है, आप जो सीनियर्स हैं, मीन्स जो गाइडेंस देते हैं, तो उनसे आप कनेक्ट हो सकते हैं और उनको डिस्कस कर सकते हैं। सीनियर्स मतलब जब मैं बोल रहा हूँ तो ये ऐसा सीनियर होना चाहिए जो भगवत गीता जानता हो, ठीक है? क्योंकि बाहर वाले जो सीनियर है वो हमको अपने एक्सपीरियंस के हिसाब से
हम्म
ज्ञान देंगे, लेकिन जो डिवोटी है वो भगवत गीता के अनुसार ज्ञान देंगे, ठीक है? ओके
ओके सर।
ओके,
ओके।
थैंक यू वेरी मच, विद दिस आई विल
हरे
स्टॉप।
कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा। और भी किसी का कोई प्रश्न होगा जो नहीं पूछ पाए हैं, आप क्या कर सकते हैं, मेरा पर्सनल नंबर ले सकते हैं, आप जो भी फैसिलिटेटर हैं, तो आप मेरे को पर्सनली कॉल करके भी पूछ सकते हैं कभी भी। अगर मैं बिजी रहा, नहीं फोन उठा पाया, तो आई विल कॉल बैक टू यू, तो मैं फ्री होऊंगा, ठीक है? तो विदाउट हेजिटेशन आप कर सकते हैं ये चीज। ओके, हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे
हरे
कृष्ण
कृष्ण।
प्रभु।
हरे